Hey, everybody. Welcome to this version of Steel City Designers featured designer Sarah O'Melia. She is here today to talk to us about her experience and a little bit about her background. So, Sarah, without further ado, can you give us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I've worked at about 5 years experience, both working in corporate and freelance graphic and web design. I graduated from Edinburgh University with a bachelor's in applied media arts with a minor in drawing and fine arts. I like to. I have a history of print and interactive design. Um, I've worked on developing corporate identities, brands, branding refreshes, marketing campaigns, managing websites, and user experience design. And currently, I'm continuing to expand my knowledge in web and app development by taking an online coding boot camp. And my favorite design book is "The Design of Everyday Things" by Don Norman.
Oh, that's awesome. So you have done a lot in terms of design. You've dabbled in everything from print to digital to interactive to even some UX I'm aware of. So, with all of that background, what does being a designer mean to you?
I think I enjoy creating print and digital designs. Um, Being a designer allows me to express who I am as a person without using words. Uh, and and since working freelance, I kind of found my niche in helping small businesses grow their brands and reaching new clients. And I can help them refresh their brand because a lot of times they came up with their logos and brands like 20 years ago and they haven't touched it like, in a long time. Because when you're a new business kind of starting out, you're not really focusing on the design and your marketing just because you're trying to grow your business first. And then once you become an established brand, then you start thinking it's like, "Oh, I kind of need to kind of keep things going and keep things fresh and engaging, especially with social media and gaining new clients and new customers." So I kind of help them grow their brand and evolve their brand and create a cohesive corporate identity across multiple platforms. Because it seems like that's what a lot of small businesses really need right now, especially during the pandemic.
For
So,
sure. Yeah. So, I mean, you mentioned the pandemic. So let me steer the conversation in that way. So, how has the pandemic affected you in your career, or how has it impacted your approach to your work?
so I think how it's allowed me to approach my work is I've had to, I think, look into other more creative avenues to grow as a designer, because especially since we can't really gather anymore. So I used to go to a lot of networking events and a lot of in-person events, and that's how I was able to meet a lot of new people and develop new ideas and collaborate. And I joined a lot of like mentorship programs through different design organizations around Pittsburgh. But it's kind of hard to do that right now because everyone has a lot on their plate right now. So I've had to invest a lot of time in online courses in both graphic and design and coding and UX design, and especially doing a lot of research and reading a lot of books, blogs, podcasts to just look into what else I can do or like what else I'm interested in, or like watching a lot of design documentaries. One of my favorites is one on Netflix. It's the Abstract, which follows a lot of different disciplines in art and design. They're that's really fun to like look at different designers. One of my favorite episodes is the one about the Instagram redesign. So that was really fun.
I have not seen that. I will have to check that out. So that's good advice. What I love what you said in terms of your continuous learning, right? Like you're constantly learning and educating yourself. So that's fantastic. That speaks volumes of you as a person, as a designer. So let me ask you, what are you passionate about where you feel your skills as a designer could make a positive impact? Or in other words, if you could choose any industry to work in, what would it be and what would you do?
I think the industry I really would like to work in is that one that develops apps websites or digital platforms, because a lot of companies, a lot of them want like emailing campaign or email campaigns. I've been trying to learn more about that, but I'm not really sure exactly what that is. But it sounds really interesting, especially trying to reach more clients and customers, especially like signing up for like newsletters. So if they go to your website, a lot of them have newsletters they can sign up for. So then I even signed up for a couple, so I'll get them through my email. And it's really nice to like learn more about different industries and design companies to see how they're growing, even their knowledge base. And so I think industry I really like to work in, especially where I can bring my new knowledge base and combine it with my previous experience. So kind of, for example, with my coding courses, and then combine with graphic design. I love being able to, like, my first project with my coding boot camp was I created a wireframe, and then I started working on the code to bring my kind of bring my design to life in an interactive way. It was really interesting to be able to do that from scratch because that's something I'd never done before. So I can already tell I'm really learning. I'm really learning a lot.
That's awesome. So, in the app industry, if you will, what do you look for in a company?
I think in a company, I definitely want a company that I can will advance my career, whether it's training in other disciplines or collaborating in teams within the organization. Because it definitely seems like companies that develop online platforms or apps, I mean, you need everything. You need developers, you need UX designers, you need graphic designers, you need, so it's like a whole engineering team. So being able to work in an industry like that and learning from so many different people, so many backgrounds, I think would be really beneficial because I feel like there's only so much I can learn with just doing an online course or like watching someone who pre-recorded a course on YouTube, or on my online coding courses like Udemy or Skillshare. I can't really interact with them. I can't ask them questions, kind of like things like that. But that's where my coding boot camp helps because I have a bunch of people in a class. I can collaborate with them and then talk to my instructor and get better ideas about what I'm trying to understand
Yeah.
rather
So,
than learning in a vacuum, I guess.
yeah, no, that's fantastic. So, yeah, any company that can offer that, which hopefully most can, that always helps to help you grow in your career. So, with that said, what is one company you'd love to work with?
I think one company I've really done a lot of research with is Yinscam. They develop and design apps and websites for sports teams. And on their website, they suggested actually the book I love, which is The Design of Everything's by Don Norman. And actually, before I like did looked more into that author in that book, I never realized how actually that actually is really important in a lot of design programs, and a lot of designers really hold that book in high regard. But now I hear that book all the time, like no matter what, in like different YouTube videos I'm watching about like and vlogs for different designers, and even the AIGA conference that I just attended back in November. There was a whole series on his book, and I'm like, I never knew how big his book actually was until I
Yeah,
read it and looked more into it. So it's great that this company actually encourages you to learn.
yeah,
That when you look into other companies, they can list a bunch of skills that they want, but a lot of them are like, well, you should look at other things, because it's important to us that you're learning and evolving, past what we expect, I think.
for sure. So, the goal of this interview is to help you get hired. So, if you could tell a hiring manager one thing, what would it be?
I think what I would definitely want to tell a hiring manager is I keep up with current design trends, by all the learning I've previously mentioned, reading books, researching different designers, especially current and popular ones, and listening to podcasts and taking all these online courses and research, um, and also expanding my knowledge base with UX and UI design, with developing websites, and finding new ways to stand out and develop unique skills.
Fantastic. So, that's really the end, but I do have one more question. So, in the name of promoting others, Is there one designer or manager who has helped you in your career or motivated you? And then why that person?
There was a designer I met through an organization. It's called Women in Design. I met her coworker, and they work at an architectural firm down in Pittsburgh. And she recommended her one coworker who is a designer in that company, Kim Rulo. And I think she has over 20 years experience in design. And it was really nice to talk with her about her years of experience and perspective. um, she gave me some really good advice about the hard times I'm having in my career. Because someone who's worked a long time definitely had a lot of those,
Right.
and she can definitely give me really valuable perspective and how to um, like another book I read. It's Ego is the Enemy, and it talked a lot about having dead time. That it happens to everybody, and what you do in that dead time really really can help you. Like you can sit around and kind of let your not do anything productive, or you have control over that. You can't control what happens to you, but you can control what you do. So that's a really good advice that she gave me. And she was willing to help me make contacts, and I really like her photography work, and I appreciate her time and willingness to help me. And I have to say, in the Pittsburgh design community, I've had a lot of good experiences with that. A lot of them know how hard it is in this industry to try to gain to really try to make it. I've had a lot of support and mentorship opportunities with a lot of Pittsburgh design organizations such as UX Ladies, AIGA, and Women in Design, and they really have helped me grow as a designer, and be able to meet new people and and help me develop my skills.
No, that's awesome. The fact that you can name that one individual. What you said her name was Kim?
Kim Rulo, yes.
Kim Rulo. Yeah, that's awesome that you had that opportunity to meet with her and learn from her and her experience. So that's great. And then yes, you're right. There are so many communities in the Pittsburgh area as well as outside the Pittsburgh area that have shown a lot of support over the years, particularly in this past year with so much happening in terms of layoffs and other things. So keep at it, keep going, keep tapping those individuals to continue your learning. And then beyond that, Sarah, we just wish you the best of luck, and hope that you find something soon. And I know any organization that lands you is going to be in a better spot. So thanks for joining me, and best of luck to you.
Thanks so much. I appreciate your time.
All right, Sarah, take care.